Boom. Guten Tag. Yeah, let's see who joins, how this new format for my channel will develop, will evolve. Just trying, just trying something new, see what happens, because there are so many reasons now to do this on a regular basis, um, that this totally makes sense now to me, and start this project, meaning doing a live stream with an open end, in a way, with open topics, with stuff we can discuss, stuff I want to share and talk about. Hey Liam, nice to see you. Great, cool. And yeah, because I get so many records every week now, new records, new original records, that it's just too much to put them all into videos. This would be way too many videos, and I just don't have the time anymore to do a video, or sometimes two videos every day. It's just, I don't have the time anymore, and so I would like to put on a lot of these records, a lot of these stuff here in those live streams. I will do them for now. Let's see how this involves, on Mondays, and whenever possible, probably on Fridays, so that we can show this stuff, discuss this stuff. Because I like, if there comes a new record, a new box set or whatever, to discuss it with you, and those videos are quite often, or way too often, a one-way direction. And of course, I want to encourage as many of you to join me in those discussions. I hope that this is not that I sit here, talk, and nobody joins. So everybody is welcome to join here, give his opinions. If he has records he wanted to share, of course, you know this format. Yeah, hello, Michael, Andy. Nice to see you. And yeah, that's the plan. We will see how this involves. We will see how this develops. And yeah, what I can tell you now on my side, what I have prepared is the new. Hey Frank, nice to see you. Dylan. Dylan is a cool guy. Dylan is from Brazil. And if I'm not mistaken, Dylan's father had a record store in Brazil, right? And yeah, I've prepared the new batch of Vinyl Me Please. Quite interesting record, especially. I haven't opened them yet, so we will do the one or the other unboxing. This is of course special, as this is the first Vinyl Me Please Rock Series edition. So we get into this, we get into Vinyl Me Please, we get into problems that occurred with Vinyl Me Please. I have roughly 25 original pressings. We don't have to. We can talk about, but we don't have to. Some very, very special originals, if the time allows. I have, and this is one of the reasons, I have, I think, 7 Blue Note Tone Poet, Blue Note Classic series I haven't shared on my channel. I haven't talked about. I did the cleaning, so quite something. More people are coming. Fidelio, hey, welcome. Mati, Marco, nice to see you. For some of you are afternoon, right? For some of you, probably early morning. I think Frank, early morning at your place, right? Niels, hello, welcome. And yeah, that's the stuff we want to talk about. And if somebody wants to join, I just give you every now and then a link to join. Feel free. If you are willing to show your face, if you are willing to contribute to this stream. Okay, 10 a.m. That's a nice time. Hey Nick, nice to see you. Late morning in Brazil, but probably a more sunny morning than here in Germany. The weather here, it feels like autumn. It feels like autumn. Wow. Finland, hey, cool. Thomas, if I'm not mistaken, Denmark. Probably also very rainy in Denmark. I don't know. Oh yeah, we can get into the pretzel logic. No, I don't have my copy because right now we are quite overwhelmed. The pretzel logic is by far the best-selling record so far in the analog production shop. So we are over. I haven't taken one yet because orders first, as you can imagine. Yeah, sure, Frank. Whenever it suits you. See, Denmark raining. You cannot imagine. Maybe you're the one of you who live in some regions where you don't know it, but those days they have rain from the morning to the evening through the night, and when you wake up, guess what? It's raining. We have sometimes we have those weather conditions, and now is one of those. See, pleasant weather in Washington. Exactly, Ragged. Good day to spin vinyl or do a live stream and discuss and talk a little bit. Yeah, vinyl me, please. Let's start with the problem. And I never figured this out. When I get my vinyl me, please stuff. Usually I don't have to pay customs. I don't have to. I got the gospel box set last week, no customs. And now I got this delivery, and this morning, I got it last week, I got it Friday, I think. And now, this morning, the postman came back and said, please help me out. I have forgotten to charge you the customs. And we said, that's strange. So I don't know what they do. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if you need to be lucky or whatever. This is strange. So this time I have to pay customs, which of course is quite a game changer. Oh, look who's here. We have our first guest. Nadine. Long time no see. Or was it Saturday? No, was it Friday? No, it was Friday, right?
Was it Friday? Or
I think it
Thursday?
was Friday. No,
Friday.
Friday it was. Exactly. We had weekend. Yeah, exactly. You have probably the same weather than me, huh?
Yes, it's absolutely shining. It's super hot.
Yeah, Cologne is always on the lucky side of life. I know. You
Yes.
live, why don't we please?
Yes, was it yesterday? No, yesterday was Sunday. Over the weekend, I got my 8 records, which you got for free when you renewed your membership.
Oh, I have to I have to cancel and renew it and get 8 records?
Yes.
Just by that. I quit and then I renew and get 8 records.
That's for me the logic. But I wasn't a member for a year or two, so I renewed, and then I got 8 records for free, and you can choose. And then I got these, and this is the package I got, and I had to pay €50 customs. Lucky me.
Yeah, but you got 8 records. I got 5, and I paid 38.
Yeah.
Where is Stanti Hukamur? Good question. Stanti, where are you? I don't know. Maybe he joins, maybe not. He has work. He's a working man. George Borden, pleasure to have you here. If you want to join us, I put the link again in the gallery. Yeah, but that was a surprise. Was it the first time for you that you had?
Yes. And
No,
the
it was
funny,
first.
absolutely the first time. And the funny thing is, I got this list. Is there my address? Oh no, I got this list with all the records, and the total amount was $240. So,
240.
and I got the gospel box set, which is I
Mhm.
think 400.
400. Yeah.
So, and I didn't have to pay customs. Now I have a total volume of $240. Hey Nick, and I have to pay €50 customs. I was
Which
like,
is strange. You know why? Because you have to pay customs also for the shipping fee. So 50 makes no sense.
no, there was €6 included for DHL to have my package.
Ah, okay.
So it was 40 something.
Oh, Louis has an amazing and important question. How do you feel about shrink wrap?
I'm a little torn. Usually I open the shrink wrap on the side, put the record out, and keep the shrink wrap. But I also learned from my experience is that
Yeah.
the shrink wrap tends to bend the paper after a certain amount of time. So I getting more into totally ripping it off.
Michael,
Hey,
Nadine, how are you?
Hey,
Okay.
How is Liverpool doing?
Oh, rained all day yesterday, all day today. Can't do nothing today. Crazy.
Doing a live stream, Liam. Just doing a live stream.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I'd come up, wish you good luck on the new live stream.
Come again, please. I didn't.
Yeah, I just thought I'd come up and wish you good luck on the new live stream.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool. Thank you so much, Liam. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for the participation. As I said, everybody is welcome to share, to sit there, to discuss with us to see what comes up. You know, this is the idea. I have some things I want to talk about, but if not, if it develops in a certain direction or angle, hey, so what? But what do you think about this one, huh? Leo? You like this?
It looks cool. So you just saying you got hit by the customs as well, yeah?
Yeah, I got hit, but which is quite uncommon when it comes to Vinyl Me Please, because if I remember correctly, I have to get deeper into it now. Don't they say, Nadine, that
it's included?
It's included,
That's why you
right?
pay more than living in the United States, because everything is included. That was my understanding.
Yeah. And I'm under this I think so too. So we have to figure this out, Nadine.
Yeah. Definitely.
Do you get sometimes something from Vinyl Me Please, Liam?
No, it's one company I haven't got into really. I don't know where to stand with it. I think it's some great ideas.
Yeah.
But aren't they bringing 8 LPs of Waylon Jennings? Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know whether.
Yeah,
Waylon Jennings 8 LPs. I don't know whether we need them, like, but
as an anthology box set, Nadine?
I think so. I think there's 8 of them. It's just not. I don't know.
I don't know if it's a box set, but they're bringing out 8 LPs from his prime. So 60s, 70s. It's country that's so typical, original country. It's not so my thing, so I'm not going for that.
Yeah, you know, with the country series, I get them one month, and they said, "Okay, now I'm done with the country series." Come on. And then the next one, they get a cool one, a surprising one. You know, a lot of these country records I do not know. Yeah, I'm everything but a country expert.
I mean, they do have some great releases.
This is a cool record. Come again?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying they do have some cool releases.
Mm-hmm.
But
totally. Yeah, and now with the rock series, but what they have announced so far, I think this will be quite successful. I mean, putting out, come on, I open the Strokes. Let's see. I want to see the vinyl.
Yeah.
Because
what color is it?
Because yeah, exactly. Because when I saw it on their homepage, I wasn't so tempted. But sometimes when you have it in your hand, it's different. Okay, so the Strokes. This is it. First ever vinyl release, including New York City Cops. and when it started. Leckers Cut, and of course this is promising, right? Leckers Cut by Ryan Smith.
Yeah.
Pressed on exclusive 100 blue and orange splatter vinyl. Okay, we will look at this. Then we have listening notes booklet by Erica Campbell. Okay, let's see. So here's the jacket. The jacket looks good, huh? Look at it.
Yeah, really good.
Gatefold. And now let's have a look. Okay, poly-lined inner sleeve. Okay, that's not bad, but it's not.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, those kind of splattered vinyl always reminds me of my childhood when you go to this Nadine Kirmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have the color when.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. But for my highlight was the Sly and Family Stone one.
Oh, you got
it. And also you get this. This is a lithograph, something for great quality. I'm trying to find the vinyl. This is absolutely stunning. If you have a chance, go and get that. That's great. I'm trying to find the
on
vinyl.
colored vinyl, Nadine?
Sorry?
Is it on colored vinyl? Probably.
Yes, it's height and weight, colored something.
Can you show it, or shall I unpack mine?
I'll find it. I'll find it somewhere up here. Where do I have it? Maybe you show yours. I show mine later. If I find it.
Okay, I'll show mine. Wait a second.
I had a cleaning session. It's horrible. It looks like.
Me too. With the blue notes. But I have a cleaning session every day. Okay, yeah, you are right. This is beautiful. This is cool.
And the vinyl is stunning.
Oh, it's a matte jacket. That's the surprise.
Yes, it's with soft touch.
So, do you have an original, Nadine?
No, I don't have an original because I couldn't find a proper version which is not totally beaten up.
So I wouldn't like to know. The booklets. There's a riot going on. You know, they're strong. They are so. And see, this is what I miss with the gospel box set booklet. Nice typography. Okay, here we have. Yeah, it's colored. I get the idea, right?
Yeah. So I just found mine.
Yeah, that's
fancy.
That's
mine
cool.
looks better. Mine looks better. Way better.
Of course. Of course it looks better. You have the better cleaning machine.
No, I don't. No, I don't. So, and you, Liam, new records on the weekend? Or did you get Neil Young? Did you get it?
I got the Neil Young one.
Okay, show it,
yours,
please.
Yeah.
Well, wow. Nice one.
So it comes with the Freedom.
This is a special one, right? Where you were so happy that you can finally get this, right?
Yeah, this is the one I think a lot of Neil Young fans have been waiting for. Definitely. I have, because these records, say for instance this, probably to find an original, you know, it's $100 record.
Okay.
At least. And they put it over 3 discs or 2 discs.
Cool.
So they crammed a lot of music on both these.
Oh, that's great.
So
that's great. Yeah. I get my box tomorrow.
Do you? And then the World one, put that over 3 discs. Now, an original of this is maybe $200. So
why is it so rare, Liam? Is there a special reason for this? Why it's so rare?
Well, it's 90s vinyl again.
Okay.
So the Ragged Gloria, and then this hasn't had a release on vinyl.
Okay.
So
I see.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But yes, 90s vinyl again. They are quite rare.
Always the same, right? Always
So to try and hunt down the originals and in great condition, it's going to cost.
You know, it's so funny. With, for example, let's take one of many examples. If you see artists who are around for a very, very long time, let's take Van Morrison. When you see how relatively easy you get his 80s stuff, for example, and then cut 90s, Van Morrison, $200, $220. It's insane with the 90s. Yeah.
Probably because they weren't pressing many records in the 90s, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, that's right, WK. And they pressed them quite often because, correct me if I'm wrong, Liam, I think due to the new format, this CD format, they just made longer albums over the time.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, they tried to fit an hour of music on a CD, didn't they? Which it was always 45 minutes, say, roughly. But they could cram them on.
Yeah, that's what amuses me also. When in a way, when people say, "Oh, I don't like the 45s," this is not as the artist intended, and I don't agree because also the 35, also the 33 is a format you have to stick with and you have to work with. And then you have the CD, where it's also a certain amount of information that you can put on, and that's it. So you always has to manage with space.
And
so just like you're saying,
that's a big point that many artists didn't even care about the mastering. So they went in the studio, they recorded and left. So when I hear this is how the artist intended it to be. I say, yes, so and so. It was the producer. How that's what I think. So
and then you have for example good things like those amazing. By the way, I really can recommend them to everybody who at least is into this kind of music. Those Can live albums from the concerts and. They sometimes play a song for 1 hour.
Seriously?
1 hour. Seriously, 1 hour. They play a song for 1 hour. You know, they go on and jam and make different interpretations and go back and forth and back. Yeah, sometimes for an hour. And then you have to put it on 2-3 sides.
Yeah, exactly.
No other possibility. Oh, I didn't
know you're gonna love that box set, Michael. And
I'm
for
sure.
For a live album, this is amazing. It's an amazing live album.
You've already gone through it?
Yes, I have. I wanted to check. So that was another good thing. All the vinyl's dead flat.
Cool. Yeah.
The only thing, only paper sleeves, not polylined. Which I thought, when you're paying, £170 for a box set, and he couldn't even put polyline. And that's unusual for Neil Young because normally he does. So he's cut
That's a surprise.
Yeah, it is a surprise. He doesn't normally do that.
They try to save costs wherever they can.
Yeah, but what are they saving? Are they saving 50 cents or what?
No, not that much. I don't think that much. 20.
I don't get it because I'm willing to pay a certain amount of money for a quality product, and then I get it a very beautifully done box. You have a great printing, you have flat vinyl and everything, and get it in paper sleeves. I'm not getting.
I know, yeah.
Can you please answer Russell's question, Liam?
Yes, Russell. Yes. Yeah.
We already talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think in August there will be Chrome Dreams.
Oh, Chrome Dreams, yeah. And then live at the Budokan, I think. Is that right?
I don't know about live. I think
he had a bit of a slow start, Neil, this year, hasn't he? He's had a bit of a slow start.
Yeah, not every month a record or every week. Yeah. Is this Budokan thing within the bootleg series?
I think it is actually. I think so. Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah, I haven't checked that out really.
Yeah, but you're right. Last year, at least in the second half, it was at least a record per month, right?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Neil,
very expensive to keep up.
Neil, what's your opinion about Nadine? Nadine, what's your opinion about Neil Young?
He's a great musician, but it's not my kind of music.
Okay, but it's very different kind of music. I mean, we're talking folk, we're talking rock, we're talking grunge.
Yes,
so Ragged Glory, you talk grunge, grunge.
The thing is, he wouldn't be so long in music business if he wouldn't be able to change directions and everything. And in every direction he went, he made great albums and great music. But for me, it's not like the thing I would say, oh, I would go and get there. Maybe if I listen to one of those records on your system, Michael, I'm like, as usual, totally stunned and want to have not everything. I don't know.
You probably won't, because the music doesn't change that drastically. But, you know, Neil Young, and I like that when this comes with an artist, this is his own cosmos, you know. He built up, in a way, he almost built up his own genre. For me, there is a Neil Young genre, in a way, due to the vast catalog. And what I also do love is how his archival work of his stuff. I think he can put out records every month for the next 20 years.
Yeah, I think he can.
It's amazing.
How many records did he release in total? Does that anybody know?
I think he's done over 45 studio albums, I think.
Wow.
But I think the 90s, especially Weld and Ragged Glory, I think that represents his like peak years live with playing the guitar, definitely.
Yeah.
I think he was on top form, and it's captured in this box set. Very nicely.
I grab a record, Liam. I hope I find it fast. This is for now, right now, my favorite Neil Young. Excuse me for a second.
Oh yeah.
Where is it?
So who said that just here? George. Neil Young, like Prince, who has been known to test his audience from time to time.
Yeah.
Okay, and Dave says for a while Young had his own Cyrus XM channel, but with 45 albums, you can do that.
Yeah.
So Neil Young was untouchable. Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and you can subscribe to him where you get access to all his albums, you know, digitally, and that's very cool. So,
is that for free, or do I need to pay for this?
There's a basic level that's free.
Okay, cool.
And you get the odd album thrown in, but I think for a certain amount a month, it's more substantial.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it might be in a different shelf, so I have to look over there. But that takes long. It's Le Noise, Liam.
Noise, yeah.
So difficult.
Yeah. I mean, you'd never see that. I've never seen that. Never.
I bought one over at Discogs, and guess what? It was the bootleg.
Oh.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Because there's a very well-made bootleg, and you only can recognize it when it comes to the thickness of the vinyl.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
So there was not the seller. Maybe it's not his fault, or should he?
Yeah, I talked to him, and he was great. He was great. I talked to him, and he said, "Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right." And then I sent it back, got my money back. So that was cool. Oh, look, George has an OG of Ragged Glory. Yeah, the whole box. I think it's the 4th part, right? He already has done 3. Now we have the 4th part. Oops. Oh, Liam is back. And yeah, but Le Noise never has seen a official reissue, right, Liam? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. Have you got Psychedelic Pill?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got that? Yeah. Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, Psychedelic
I'd like
Pill.
to get that. Yeah.
And I also love Storyteller.
Storyteller. Yeah.
Beautiful album.
Yeah.
Beautiful album. I put out, if somebody else wants to come up, another link.
I think there's something for everyone following Neil Young, as you say, folk, rock,
everything.
even with Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot there.
There's for sure a lot there. Of course, he doesn't get drone or ambient in a way, but
although this album, well, it's only 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just feedback. The noise is just so. I haven't played that one yet. So whether it's just noise, it sounds like.
The noise is solo electric guitar, and the way he does it is so amazing. I have no other record like it. Oh,
yeah, I'd like to hear that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you have to. Oh, look at Kiel. Kiel is a happy cat like me because Holstein Kiel and Fortuna Düsseldorf won first game.
The season started already.
The second league season started.
Yeah, that's early.
Yeah.
So Düsseldorf is still in second league. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh.
But Nadine, think about it. The second league might be more interesting than the first league, at least here in Germany.
Of course, it is.
Now, if you see the teams now, it's so strange. You have the same problem in Great Britain, probably not, Liam. We have the clubs with a lot of history. They are in the second league now.
Yeah, there's a lot in the UK too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Peter Reg, I do like Neil Young, but every time I see him live, he looks like a circus. Oh, that's so true, Henny Moore. Neil's Dead Man soundtrack is, and this is. What do you think about the Dead Man soundtrack? It's amazing, isn't it? Wow.
I haven't heard it. No, that's one.
You have to do it.
I might have about 40 albums. That's one I haven't got.
Yeah. Okay, but here was another. Let me go up a bit because I haven't heard this yet. Maybe you know about it. Here, Amuri W. Thoughts on the new Blue Note Classic titles for next year that have just been announced this morning. And hello to Brussels. So new classic titles are already announced for next year. That's quite something. That's quite something. Oh, there was another comment. But I cannot comment on that because you should stream regularly at this time. Great alt to insanity. Yeah, but that's not the idea.
I also received 3 King Crimson albums quite recently.
Oh, look at this!
So I've been so you've got
the red,
the red.
Nice.
The USA.
Yeah.
I mean, and the condition is immaculate. It's just unbelievable, really.
So happy to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big. For those of you in the gallery who don't know Liam. Liam is prog rock fan from your favorite bands. Yes.
Well, it's only yes for the classic era, and then of course they've kind of like lost their way now. But yes, King Crimson, Gentle Giant, the Caravan, even Pink Floyd, all the usual suspects, I suppose, Genesis, and
but also, and that's what we have very much in common. Those 80s band, right? Heaven 17, Ultravox, Human League.
I mean, this year, just gone back in time to the 80s again. Ultravox, Heaven 17.
Yeah. Do you know this one from Heaven 17? Human League, excuse me. The Dignity of Labor, parts 1 to 4.
Yeah, I've heard it, but I don't recognize the cover.
This is a 12-inch with an acetate.
So, yeah. So
amazing album. Amazing. Yeah. It's a 12.
What year is that? What, the 12-inch? What is it?
What year is it?
79 or 80.
In that area. Yeah. I can say exactly. Let me go to my Discogs. It's
Is it before the girls joined, anyway?
Yeah, of course. It's 79, the cool time.
79.
The being boiled, in a way.
Yeah, being boiled.
I think at that period, the Heaven 17 guys also were with them, right?
Yeah, they were, weren't they? Yeah.
Hello, Frank. Hello, panel. I just ordered Jill Scott Heron, Piece of a Man.
Oh, I always wanted to have an original. It's impossible to find in good condition. You have to pay a tremendous amount of money. So, Frank, if you have it, please let me know how it is.
Who did the reissue? You know that, Nadine? Or Frank?
I don't know. I know that there are some reissues out there. So I don't know which one Frank ordered.
I love some stuff of X-Mal Deutschland, of course. So, Kiel, I really like Neil Young too, but he releases so much stuff. Yeah, it's a part-time job to get all his releases.
Definitely.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I don't think that he intended that you get all his releases. I don't think so. He probably likes if you do it, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That was that one. Have you got that one, Michael? I picked that up this year.
I love the cover art. Oh my God, that's so 80s.
Yeah,
it is, and the music is so 80s too.
Yeah.
But you know it, Nadine, or are you not familiar with Heaven 17?
No, absolutely not.
Wow. Heaven 17, they also have been quite popular here in Germany. Penthouse and Pavement is an unbelievable album.
Even the Luxury Gap. I know it's a bit more commercial, a bit more pop, but
Nadine Frank says it's European pressing.
Okay. Let me know, Frank. Please. Still looking for a good reissue of this one.
Maybe Back to Black, or what is the name? Or what is the other one? Not Vinyl on Demand. You know, who also brought out the a lot of 90s rock albums here in Europe. Doesn't come to mind yet.
Yeah, I know you mean. Back to Black was one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, see? The hater, even a hater loves the cover. Yeah.
Music on vinyl, Stuart says.
Yeah, music on vinyl. Release some cool
music on vinyl. Thank you, Stuart.
They do a good job.
Here is my, let's because he just mentioned those. I haven't sleeved them yet because I cleaned them. They are not sleeved yet. Classic series. I got those now, and I got this now, and I forgot I overlooked them. I think they are from May, and May was quite intense here, and they didn't order them. But I don't like those releases in the series because they call it the classic series, and this 2008. 2008. I mean, can't be a classic when it comes to Blue Note. This Robert Glasper or the Madlib. So sometimes it looks to me as if they would stick some of them into the series to sell some of them because you say like me, or it's a series, I want to have them all, but I'm this short for saying at some point, no, I don't need them all now. I will skip the one or the other, at least when it comes to the classic series. Yeah, let's see how it develops. So wait, I put out another link. Nadine, any new disco music this week?
Yes, from Vinyl Me Please. The great disco music. I'm so happy. You know him.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Sylvester, You Made Me Feel Mighty Real.
Yeah. Remember that was the big song.
Yeah, and this was also, you remember, Michael, the record you liked so much, the one with the white cover I showed you?
Come again?
The record I played to you on the white cover.
I won't forget it until I have it.
Yes, this guy produced this one from Sylvester. He made Mighty Real and is a great record. And usually also Sylvester's not super expensive, but you won't find his records super clean. Listen. So here, Sylvester double LP. This was not cheap. And look at this stunning near mint Discogs condition.
Okay, this is near mint?
This is a near mint Discogs condition.
So the ringware,
but the jacket is just
on the official release. They printed ringware on it, right?
Absolutely.
This is near mint?
This is a near mint, which I bought from Discogs about 5 or 6 years ago. Yep.
What is the record? What's the condition of the record?
Let me see. I haven't. If it doesn't fall apart. I think the records were playable. Oh, holy shit. No, forget it. The records are VG. No, actually, this is for the trash bin. I can throw this away.
That bad?
I can see. You can't see that. No, it looks shiny and everything, but it's full of deep scratches. Thanks, Liam, for making me open this.
No, Nadine's day is ruined. And you bought it as near mint?
This is a near mint copy. Endless discussions with the seller, and we managed to make a deal. So, but I still have it, but I need to really throw it away.
So let me guess. From my experience, one of the arguments was, yeah, but this is a 40-year-old record, and for a 40-year-old record, this is near mint.
Yes, partly, and the other part, I got this from a French dealer, and the French dealer said, well, our grading system up here is different than the one in other parts of Europe.
And another argument, not an argument, and suggestion was, I refund you €8.
Exactly.
And then the time it takes to package it up again, take it to the post office. You know, before you know it, you've lost 2 hours doing that.
Yes, you need to pay for the parking, which is not cheap here in Germany at all. You pay €1 for 15 minutes where I live.
Do you?
To get to the post office, then you stand in line, and it's
Yeah, but when that's why I gamble, Liam. I think you have to gamble here in Germany, because in Düsseldorf it's sometimes €3 for 15 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah.
And, so sometimes you gamble for half an hour if you're just outside. Yeah.
The most clever thing you can do is that you buy 15 minutes, put it in, and go for an hour or two, because then they only can charge you 10. If you have a ticket that's overdue, they can charge you or fine you 10. Without it, they fine you 40. So do the 15 minutes, let it run, and then pay 10. That's fine.
It's horrible.
Nadine, a question from Harold Lumpet. Nadine, do you have an original press of Minnie Riperton? Come to my garden.
It's a beautiful record. Also, this one I had a few times, actually. Got it from Discogs, and every time I had to send it back.
Really?
Yep. This is also one of those party records you brought to. It's a beautiful record. Minnie did some great recordings, and it's like with James Brown. Finding a decent copy of a James Brown record is difficult. So I wait till I see it live so I can choose if I buy it or not.
Yeah.
I have
Nadine,
a huge book for me.
Let's hope for that, Bosch.
Yeah.
November, Liam. November. Not so far away.
No.
But you know, when I think about it, November, you know, the weather in November.
Yeah, as long as it's not wet, I think.
It will be wet.
Yeah.
It will be wet.
We had a great time, and that's the most important thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it was April, way better. We had beautiful weather when we were there.
Yeah, and your car was parked like 3 hours away from the venue.
It was on the parking lot.
Yeah.
I parked so close, Nadine. It's so close. Yeah, it was at the end of the whole thing.
See, Kiel, maybe you join this time. Okay, Cranberry sauce just ordered on vinyl. Cinnamon Girl. Woman artist cover Neil Young for charity. I have the CD and look forward to it on vinyl. I'm a sucker for covers. You know this?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Yeah, I haven't bought it, but
okay, interesting.
It's hard enough keeping up with Neil Young than artists doing his songs and buying them as well. But
Nadine, do you have a good copy of Meet the Supremes? It's one of my favorites.
Yes, I do have, but it's not the original. It was, I think, the one after that. Had a slightly different label. But it's so difficult. This is the first albums by the Supremes, and getting an original in a good condition is super difficult, at least here.
Again, yeah. Frank, Nadine, I found a great funky album by a band called Ripple? 1973? Ripple? You know that?
No, I don't know this band, but thanks, Frank. I will check them out.
Ripple. Stunty, don't play the hard man here. Come on, you are such a weak person when it comes to cold and rain. I remember that you was afraid of your hair and everything. Ach, yeah. But as long as I can have my doors open here downstairs, it's not that bad. It's not that cold already. That's the good part. And for the garden, it's of course perfect. And today I talked with somebody, and he said, yeah, but the nature really needs this weather, and it would need it for another 10 days. And he wasn't kidding. And I said, but how much water do nature need?
Yeah.
It's because the biologists and other persons, they say we really need it. Same in Great Britain, or is it different?
Yeah. Well, we're that used to the rain. But as soon as we have 3 weeks of sunshine, we get threatened with a hose pipe ban. And yet it rains all around the year, apart from 3 weeks maybe. And so it's a bit, I mean, it hasn't stopped for the whole of July in the UK. Well, in the northwest of England anyway, it hasn't stopped raining. Just hoping we get some nice weather in August.
I hope so too. I think the summer will come back for a couple.
Yeah, I think it came back a bit later last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had hot temperatures, yeah.
Yeah. And even the September last year was amazing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was.
But you know, everybody feels different about this. We have a lot of Arabian people who comes here to Düsseldorf for medical care or for shopping, or both. And I talk to some of them, and they say when the weather has been like this, they say, this permanent rain is so beautiful. We enjoyed this so much.
Yeah.
They were quite happy about it. And in this period now, I said to Svetlana, you know, everything is better than 48 degrees like they now have in Sicily and Rhodes. Imagine 48 degrees for 10, 12 days.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, look at this, Loyola, only 3.3. Oh, that's not much. That's not much. New York came out of a long heat wave. Okay. Yeah, heat is terrible too, when it's too long at least. Yeah. 3 consecutive years of drought in Minnesota. Yeah, see, every extreme weather is bad. Yeah, the trees die. Exactly. Same in Sweden, Stunty. The trees are dying. Wow. You know what? Once we had a storm here in Düsseldorf. It's now, I think, 8, 9 years ago. And this was really a heavy storm. And thousands and thousands of trees got destroyed. Now I announce a very, very special guest, and I'm totally surprised. Hello, Thomas Busk. Nice to meet you.
Thomas.
Do you hear us?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. That's a surprise. Nice to see you.
I just had time to say hi to you guys.
That's great.
Hi, Thomas.
So, where are you? We see a lot of records behind you.
I'm at the office.
I would like to have an office with all those records.
Yeah, that's. I think I make the office for Nadine. It's a soul office, soul wall behind me.
Yes, I've seen a few. Where is your office?
It's
do you hire?
Copenhagen.
I love Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Do you hire?
Yes.
I met Thomas Busk. Maybe we can identify some of the copies you have behind you. Nadine, help me here if it's a soul wall.
You have milk chocolate or hot chocolate. This is the one. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a real. Oh, now he's moving the camera.
Oh, amazing! Oh, cool! Wow, that's a wall. Look at this. Wow.
Oh,
any record you want to mention, Thomas? You want to introduce to us some special record, or is it just?
There's some rare ones. If
yes, show them. Show them.
Hot chocolate.
Yep, hot chocolate. Not easy to find. First class. I do have that. That's great.
That's
right. Yes. Wow.
Beautiful.
Chris Clark. This is a rare one. This is the one where she sings in the ghetto on. This is she was the first white female singer signed by Motown. So
okay.
That's great. So Copenhagen.
So this wall is the soul wall. Okay. So you're a big soul fan, Thomas, or why?
Yeah, I'm a little bit into everything. I have another wall here behind me.
Okay, I see Prince. Wait, I make you big again.
All Prince releases.
Oh, a complete Prince wall. Wow.
Do you have the Black Album, the original one?
I have the original, yes.
No kidding.
You don't. Wow,
oh
that's
my
cool.
God.
Are those all originals you just show us? I guess they are, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. That's an amazing wall. When did you last time listen to the original Black Album? Did you ever?
I bought one in Germany a year ago, and he thought it was a first press, but it wasn't. So at that time I was just checking up again.
Yeah, it's not a very common record, right?
No,
you have to look at the watermark. That's like the first indication. Very few has the watermarks, like the Warner Brothers watermark down in the corner.
Ah, okay.
So if it has that one, it's definitely worth checking out.
What is your how many copies did they do of this Black Album?
I think there's like 15 different issues of it.
15 different, okay.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Records. How many records do you think you have in your house?
2 million.
Only 2 million. Okay.
Okay.
People, what we see now are 2 million records.
How do you keep track of?
Unbelievable.
How do you know if you have a double or anything like this?
You don't know.
Okay.
That's impressive. Oh my God. Yeah. But how long are you?
Keep it in order like you do, Michael.
Yeah, with 2 million, it's almost impossible. But for how long are you doing it? For how long are you dealing with records? For how long are you collecting records? Did you ever stop?
No, I DJed from 1979 until 1989. For 10 years, I was a DJ. That's where I started collecting the records.
Or relatively late. We know people who started in the 60s, right? But and then you stick to it, and then you made a business out of it. When did you start that?
15 years ago.
15 years, only 15 years ago. Okay, cool.
Because you see,
no?
like you have behind you, you have the impulse. If you look up there.
Oh my God.
There you have all
if possible, get a little closer. If possible, show it. I make you big again. Sorry, I'm so excited. I forgot about it.
It's up there.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you can tell by the spines.
All originals, Thomas?
All mono, all stereo.
Wow.
One of each.
Wow.
Thomas, what about Beatles records?
Like I can see here, I have some.
Ah, nice.
Oh shit! Do you have a shop? I mean, or what? What are
Nadine,
you?
Thomas is maybe the or one of the largest European record dealers.
So okay, I have to. My next vacation, Thomas, will be in Copenhagen, for sure.
Yeah, because it's when I see the video with you guys, I try to see them every time. I was like, okay, I need to show Nadine some stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
That's cool. That's so nice.
So if you try to ask for one record, I'll find it.
Come again, please. What did you say?
If Nadine has one question for a record, I'll find it for her.
Yeah.
Okay, Nadine, shoot.
The topic's giving up.
Oh yeah, I have that at home, but I'll show you that. Yeah.
I want this record for 20 years.
Yeah, that's very difficult to find.
Yes, and you have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
May I?
Yeah.
Can you show us? You probably know what this is, right? This is the Durruti column sandpaper jacket.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
You don't? Oh, I scored. So I wanted to ask you if you have this one with a sprayed fact 14 on it. Okay. Okay.
Once I heard you talk about it, I start looking for it.
Okay. This is an amazing. Do you have? Oh, wait, another one. Maybe. Do you have a copy of this one? Maybe the Garrett Lund.
Yes.
Also a promo or the first press and regular one?
I'm not totally sure. I bought it out to a friend who has a shop in the town.
Yeah.
So it's at his place right now. But he looked for that for many years.
Yeah, it's also one of those almost impossible to find one.
Yeah.
And I totally love the jacket, and I listened to the record and was quite surprised because it's labeled as acid and psych rock, which I not agree completely, because for me this is more folk rock. But I think you have to label it this way that more people get interested in it. Yeah. Okay, Kiel asked you about the record, Thomas, if we may. The Artwoods Art Gallery.
Oh, I can't remember which one it is. I need to see the cover. I'll check out the cover because I'm not good at remembering all the names.
Welcome to my world. Andreas Schmidt, jazz question for Thomas. Which of the two Verve Records stereophonic label designs around 1959 and 60 is first press if both exist?
Oh, I need to check out. I can't remember.
Yeah, you know, you're among specialists. I knew that those kind of sneaky, not sneaky, but tricky questions will occur. Okay, but Justin Peters.
Do you know this label? French Palm. That's one of my favorite jazz labels.
Okay, cool. What
do you have? This is a rare one. Mm-hmm.
All the releases are really, really good.
Okay, nice. Is it in the avant-garde jazz, free jazz region? Or,
yeah, it's a bit free jazz, but it's also the one you showed first it's really funky. This is more soulish.
Beautiful.
It's,
what was the name of the label
wow. Again? Look at this.
Wow.
They're all good.
I can imagine. Can you repeat the name of the label, please?
Palm, Palm.
Okay.
Well, this is a super. Oh, wow.
Nice. Thanks for sharing this. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
You're familiar with it, Nadine?
Jeff Gilson is he made the label.
These are fantastic, super funky stuff. Really.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Thomas, maybe you want to ask the question of Eric Baas. Are you with your store on Discogs?
Yeah.
It's Vinyl EU, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's Vinyl EU and a little bit more rare records you find on Copenhagen Vinyl.
Is there also the Topics record on Copenhagen Vinyl? I buy it immediately.
Which? I know. Not on Vinyl.eu, but I'm starting to put some of my rare stuff up on Vinyl, Copenhagen Vinyl.
No, talk to me first.
Yeah.
Talk to me first, Thomas.
Vinyl Gorilla, thank you, but you don't. I'm very pleased, but don't do donos. This is not needed, but very much appreciated. Thank you very much, and welcome.
So, Thomas, does it go without saying you'll have all original Beatles records?
Yes, I have. I collected all the originals.
All UK, yeah.
Yeah, UK first press.
Yeah.
And did it and because when it comes to the Beatles, it's quite interesting in a way. Have you favorites of the pressing, the loud cuts, or?
I think this is the most rare one.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the butcher cover without the cover. Yeah.
You will see that it has a shadow around here.
Yeah.
It's not easy to see here.
Yeah, that is rare.
Wow. Okay, maybe Thomas, you can clear things up to me. Maybe you know the answer, or I did misunderstand something. Are there, and they are so sought after, somebody told me, or maybe he made fun of me, the Malta pressings of the Beatles?
Malta, the island Malta, yeah.
Yeah, because collectors always want to have all the countries.
Yeah.
Always, some of them are bootlegs, even though so a lot of them. I have a lot of those from Malaysia and stuff like that, but you can't put them up because they're not allowed to sell
as bootlegs. Yeah, right.
But I'm not sure about Malta if that's a bootlegger.
Somebody told me that those Malta pressings are so sought after because there are only as you can imagine, right? There are only very, very few of them, and that makes them quite desirable for real, let's say, Beatles completionists who are serious with this stuff. Yeah. Another question, because I think a lot of people now thinks about it. Do you have also a store in Copenhagen, or are you only doing online?
We are looking to get a store. We don't have one. We don't have one now. But where we have the office here, we will in a month or 1.5, we will open the stores in the office here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So because we have a lot of stuff that we can't find on Discogs or put up on Discogs that we would like to put out for people to look through, because that could be rare stuff, or it could be something not worth anything.
Or bootlegs, right? If you can't sell them over at
we have a lot of bootlegs we can't sell as well.
But will you go with the store for more of the rare stuff, or do you want to go and offer your 2 million you have in the warehouse, if that even is possible?
Yeah, my fantasy is to open a shop where it's more like a exhibition. You can go and learn something. Not for people to. Not. I don't want to be a seller there. We sell on Discogs, and that's fine. You can go and pick up orders directly from the shop. But I like to make an exhibition where I tell about some of the small labels and show the records, and you can come and listen to them. So more like a give to the people than take from them.
That's cool. So you will give the people the opportunity to get a record, say, I'm interested, can I listen to it? You will give the opportunity to the people to listen.
We'll bring it into the shop. So the day after, it'll be in the shop.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So happy to see you finally.
That I think you want.
Yeah.
If you're into the Psyche records, I found those here.
Yeah.
You know those?
Jawohl. 13th floor. Yeah. Wow. Man, Thomas.
So, a mono and a stereo copy.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Hey, Jason, nice to meet you. Wow, Thomas.
Yeah, I was thinking to help a little bit for your shop to put in some stuff at some point.
Yeah. I think we should talk soon, very soon if possible. But one question, as you're at the center of it since way more than a decade now, is it also for you difficult, more and more difficult to buy interesting collections, or are you still do you still say no, it's fine, we get those still, or is it getting more and more difficult for you too?
It is getting more and more difficult, and the way we work is a little bit. I buy a container, and then there's a lot of cheap stuff.
Yeah.
But in between, there's some good. Because if you only want to buy the good records, people want the price for them. You cannot go and just buy a Jill Scott Heron here for cheap.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think we don't have to talk to Nadine anymore. She's in your shop over at Discogs right now and orders record after record after record.
Well, I try to save him if he's bringing up the topics record giving up. Thomas, we need to talk. I want this record. I think
Nadine's booking flights to Copenhagen, booking the next flight to Copenhagen.
I would pick it up in person.
Yeah, you'll be welcome. And you can spend half a day here too.
Yeah, and at least I need to see this record that I haven't seen at least.
And here you can see all the Jill Scott Heron albums.
Okay, wait,
wow.
I'll make you click again. Wow, that's amazing, Thomas. Wow. Careful.
And you see, I have them in the same as you have, the doubled sleeves.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. I love those sleeves. It's so cool when you can store the record outside of the jacket. Such a brilliant idea from Michael Saracen. Amazing.
Yeah. It's Oh, and
how do you clean? Wow, how do you clean your records, Thomas? How do you do that?
I'm dreaming of to get a cleaner like Michael's.
You don't have to dream. You for sure just can order and buy one.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you see us in awe, Thomas. You see us in awe.
Yeah, I wanted to meet up with you guys at the record fair in
Den Bosch.
In Den Bosch.
You have a booth in Den Bosch?
I had one before the corona. But it's a lot of hard work. I'm good at buying records. I'm not good at selling records.
As we can see, yeah. But you have to sell some, I can imagine.
Yeah, but I have in Copenhagen we are 14 people working here.
Okay, well that's a lot. That's a lot in this business. Not many have 14 people there. Wow. Again, I have to take a breath now, and I hope in 84 years I have such a collection too.
Yeah, it's about learning about the records. That's the important thing. Owning them is a way of learning.
Vinyl Gorilla recommends the Humming Guru. I don't agree on that part with him, because I think when someone like Thomas, he also needs a record cleaner that cleans more than one record, and so it's very, very important that you get the arm with 5 records, go an hour, and then you have cleaned 5 records. That's one of the huge advantages.
The problem is the man hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't do it myself, then I need to pay good salaries for somebody to do it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Exactly, the man hours. And don't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, the record is ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Gorilla. That's the main point.
What are you looking for?
Oh, wait a second. I'll make you big.
Oh my God. So, okay. I need to book flights.
There's 2 copies of it.
I think, Nadine, you should think about a one-way ticket.
Yes.
I think a one-way ticket is enough.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, it's also because we're dealing with it that we have the opportunities.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you know what? I wasn't aware that with Copenhagen records or vinyl, Copenhagen vinyl, that you do the rare stuff over there. I wasn't aware of that. Good information.
It's also new. I also have a Soho vinyl because we had an apartment in London as well, but at the moment it's closed down.
Okay.
Because we need to extend the office after the corona.
Yeah.
And called with UK.
You mainly sell over at Discogs or also on an own, but you also have an own website, right?
Yeah, but that's just a new thing we're starting up.
If you want to, of course, share the website. I don't have the address at the tip of my head. And what also I would love to hear about, how is your experience right now as a dealer with Discogs? Has things changed? How are there difficulties you haven't had, let's say 2 years ago, or is it still the same for you with you?
I think it's a bit the same.
Okay.
I think it's quite slow to do some changes on Discogs. The system
No, what I've heard from dealers is that the customers gets more and more careful and more picky. They want to see photos of the record you sell. I thought that maybe you make this experience too, that this gets more and more, that the collectors are very, very specific and has a lot of questions.
And every day we take a lot of photos of records to customers. That's okay.
So, would it be helpful for you if you have the opportunity by Discogs to upload pictures if you get in a record in your catalog on Discogs?
Yeah, they're working on that.
Really?
Yeah, so you can choose to see the right record.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
Wow.
that's big. That's big. Thomas, you ship to the US?
Yes, we do. We ship to most of the world.
With which courier? What do you use?
We use the PostNord, DSL, UPS.
Okay. Different ones.
Different ones. We actually, DSL is good for us because we can ship 31 kilos for around €7 in whole Europe.
Nadine, do you have Thomas' URL on Discogs? Cranberry Sauce asks for it. Maybe you can.
Yes, of course. I opened it. Hold on. Give me a second.
You know, Dimitris or Thomas, I discovered your shop very, very early on Discogs. I bought most of my, or not most, but a lot of my Music Matters Jazz from your shop. You had a lot of them at the time.
Oh yeah. There was some guys just taking a lot of it.
Yeah.
If there's someone you're missing, I have them.
You still have them?
I have most of the up there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I bought at least 40 Music Matters Jazz from you, at least.
Yeah, I bought a good collection in America from like 5,000 jazz records.
Wow. So Jason, also a very serious collector and a very experienced collector. Yeah. You will probably take his lunch money now.
and if you look at the records you bought from me, they're all like number 23 or something of the releases. Mm-hmm. It was a customer who got the same number all the time.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So, do you get Vinyl Me Please? Do you buy for yourself reissues, or are you only into originals for your own collection?
I do buy reissues.
Yeah.
I forget very quickly, so I need sometimes if there's a reissue, I buy it, and then I know I wish to find the but I also like to learn about the record. So I do buy Vinyl Me Please. Or...
Okay, cool.
You can see
sometimes. You
can see a Vinyl Me Please collection. It should be up there. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's the obies. Yeah, I saw. I realized. I saw the obies. Right. Yeah. And but your main focus privately for your private collection are rare originals, right?
It is, yeah. I think when you deal with it for a long time, it's also a business part of it, because if you get an original,
you have a Duke Parsons Music Matters Jazz Woohoo for Joe.
I can't remember the title. Is it on Blue Note?
No, it's on the Music Matters Jazz put one out, and I think it's a 33 1/3. It's not a 45, but this is one of the most hard to get Music Matters Jazz title.
I will look. I can't remember which one I had. I thought a lot of them at that point, but I
don't have a Discog store, Frank.
I kept the rare ones.
Come again? Excuse me, I interrupted you.
I kept the rare ones, so I might have it.
Yeah, some of them are really, really, really hard to get. For example, I looked so long after it.
Herbie Hancock.
Herbie Hancock, exactly. But finally I got one. Finally, I got one.
Yeah.
Hey, nice to see you here. Welcome. Frank, Nadine, put the link up. 3 comments, 4 comments above your comment. There you have Thomas Discog store. Nice painting.
It's Nina Simone on the painting.
Okay. Do you recognize her, Nadine? That's Nina Simone.
I wouldn't have recognized her, no.
Okay, for those, if anybody wants to come up, just come up. You are very welcome.
I just go to the
look at this. But who will be released at the Tone Port? That's good news. That's good news. A Justin Peters question. You hear us, Thomas?
Yeah.
Justin Peters asks, what's the rarest, most sought after Danish jazz LP? Sahib Shihab on octave? And how many copies do you have?
It's it's the 2 Sahib Shihab records from one on debut, which is amazing. But he also did one with the Danish Radio Symphony Orchestra. That's the most rare one.
You have
them?
I'll show you them next time. I have them home.
So next time we see you at your home.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a reissue here of maybe both of them somewhere. But I have the OG at home.
I need quite a bit of OG German Kraftwerk. Hopefully there are some in this amazing collection. Probably there are, right?
Krautrock?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But you know, the first two, the Pylon, even here at ground zero, they are getting more and more difficult to find. It's really not easy to find really clean copies, and yeah.
I know some of the bands.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Especially the Strange Days. Yeah, cool.
And Thomas, how would you grade all your records? Are they all near mint top condition? Level of
I don't care if there's a little noise on the records. I just want to learn what's on the record. So, but I always try to keep the best quality one. But I have some that's like G plus or G that you can't find anywhere.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Wait a second, make it big again. Osmos Teachings, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Lovely, yeah, I know. You love your can, right? And right so. Faust.
Faust.
Wow. Nadine, you know, is this Simpson on the...
Yeah, that's Thomas Simpson in A Psychedelic Dream.
Wow. Okay, and you have a clean one. It's not yellow, right? It's oh, that looks good.
Yeah, that's a pretty clean one.
Yeah, that's nice. But to be fair, if you want to have a good copy, don't get the German, get the English one. Don't get the clear one. It sounds terrible. Oh, yes. Nice.
So, Thomas, I'm just asking for a friend. How to get in touch with you?
That's for a friend.
Yeah, that's difficult. Once you have me, I'm here.
Let's be happy. We will find ways to get in contact.
You just write to me on my mail. And
I will. So that was quite impressive, Thomas. Finally, we've met, right? We have seen us quite some times now on the OBC chat or on live stream chats. Finally, the opportunity.
It's the best time for me when I can follow you guys. I'm not really into do video myself. I'm not.
Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. I totally get that, but those streams, sometimes you have been an amazing guest always and so knowledgeable. Loved your comments when we did the streams with Günther. Your input was always amazing. And
I'm a huge collector of Sonra, so that.
Are you too? Okay. Yeah, then you probably know Günther. No, I think all those huge collectors of Sonra know each other, right?
I was so proud when he said the one with the gold cover.
Yeah.
It's favorite. I have that one as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Sonra. How long do you collect Sonra? Also since over a decade?
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah. So. And 15 years ago, it was way easier, right? Now it's getting more and more insane.
Yeah, at that point, it was really expensive to pay like €200 for a Sonra.
Yeah, now they go for thousands. Do you have copies of this shower curtain jackets?
No, I don't. That's the most rare ones.
Yeah, but and Günther said that he doesn't want to go into them because it's a bit strange that there are already so many now. So many, you know, when I say so many, and you can still buy those shower curtain applications here in the German Baumarkt.
Yeah.
Michael, do you have the 2 Faust LPs from the 90s that make up the... No, I don't. Not yet. James Powell's, do you have any 50s Julie London records, Thomas?
Yes. Of course. I think I have them all. She only did like 10, around 10.
Okay.
Of the albums. I'm not sure if I have them. Where I put them.
I can imagine.
But the artwork is so nice on the covers, so they're really beautiful for keeping.
A question from Mario Stark, but Liam, maybe you can. What does a prize mean, Liam?
Praise. It means basically what I said. How does he grade them when he looks at the record, like an appraisal?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
By Discogs or demand? Okay. Maybe let's have Thomas look up to the records, and then we ask again. With the warehouse, I know this is unbelievable how many records you have.
Yeah. Oh, there's some.
You have found them.
I found some here. I'll take them out here. So
make it big again. Julie London. Yeah. Okay, analog production, not analog production. This is out there. Wow. Oh, this one.
These are all originals, right, Thomas?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's some place I have them all. I don't think the one with the chair, which is the most beautiful, didn't see that one here.
But this is amazing. I mean, you're sitting in Denmark, north of Europe. Do you buy collections all over the world, or how do you do it that you have those American pressings and English pressings and German pressings? Do you buy collections all over the world?
Yeah, but my real job is in the film industry. I'm a film producer. So I work around the world, and I worked for 10 years in London.
Okay.
So in London, I bought everything I could find in London, and we actually started up the Discogs things in London.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a friend and
Hello,
Hey.
Thomas. I was
Hey.
lured by the Bayard Lancaster on Palm.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're good. Have you ever seen the whole collection before?
No, I have almost all Palm records, but that's one of the 2 I'm missing.
Oh, there's a few I have an extra copy of.
Oh, you have an extra copy of it?
A few of them.
Okay, we'll have to talk.
So how many records have you on Discogs, Thomas? How many records for sale on Discogs?
I think it's
You've
around
got 2 million there.
I think we have 550,000.
550. Wow. Oof.
On Discogs, on the
On Discogs.
vinyl.eu?
On Discogs.
On Discogs.
Yeah. I made an order with you earlier this summer.
Okay. Hope it went
when
okay.
you had the big discount, I think I ordered like 20 records in one go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, Billy Jones, you probably came a little later because I tried to explain it. Thomas is maybe but at least one of the largest record seller, at least here in Europe. So
yeah,
that's why he has so many records.
and actually in the world, because there's the biggest one right now is in Berlin. Yeah. The biggest one is in Berlin, and we used to be like we were the biggest, they were the biggest. But we tried to change a little bit, like how could we get to be the best one instead of the biggest one?
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
So now if I buy 100,000, I might sell 80,000 of them, a bulk before.
I get it. Yeah, I think it might be a development over time, but I think more and more people will get deeper into the quality of the issue of the record. They look for clean copies, but that's my gut feeling. I might totally be wrong, but I think this is more and more people want those clean copies, those good copies, those rare copies.
Yeah, they get more difficult.
Me and Michael, we've been talking about that quite a few times recently, including about you, Thomas, because we focus on VG plus or better copies. But when you're on the scale you are, like on your catalog, you have a lot of records that are also under VG plus. You had like 200,000 records at least that are either VG or lesser. So it's interesting to see that there still is an actual market for these records, that we think because that we have the truth, but the truth we have is only ours. There are people who are otherwise you wouldn't have all these records, right?
Yeah, I think we're all on the same journey, and we all want to learn and be clever with the music. And the VG Plus and Near Mint, they're sold right away if you have a clean copy. I put Syl Johnson up yesterday, and within 2 minutes I have 4 questions for it. So if you have a clean copy, it will be sold right away.
Yeah. And they're getting harder and harder and harder to find. As I said, the example with the Kraftwerk, the first two, the green and the orange pylon. It's so difficult to find really clean copies now. Or Neu, you probably also know Neu.
Yeah.
It's getting so difficult to find really, really, really clean copies.
And they'll only be more expensive from now on.
Yeah. Exactly, they know only one direction. I'm sure. Right. Yeah. And I can imagine also when you buy a collection, the people who have them, they are totally aware of them.
Yeah, they are.
So it's always out there. I give you 20, right?
Yeah. If you found like a really expensive one, it's one that nobody knows of.
But don't you guys think also that since we are at the beginning of this new trend that is kind of like with baseball cards and comic books, people who want the records in like sealed in boxes, then it becomes a collectible. Then it doesn't matter if the record is VG minus or poor in a way, since like people just want to have one. And then in a sense for record, if I only want to have it and to display it, then I'm fine with having a VG copy in a way, and especially since it's sealed, so there's no like it completely loses the purpose of being listened to. So that might be a way for these VG copies to get a new life in a collectible marketplace.
Yeah, I don't like to buy sealed copies. I hate them. It's so difficult to open, and you never get in contact with it. It's
my credo, my charisma is free the records. If I buy a sealed record, I will open it.
Yeah.
And Günther had this sealed first pressing of Wish You Were Here, and then I said, I buy it. I take it. I said, what do you want to do with it? I said, I will open it and I will play it. He said, no. I said, yes. And they said, then I don't sell it to you. I get you a clean copy, but don't open it. Of course I do open it. I said, no, then I don't sell it to you.
I have this discussion very often when I get sealed records. I also with the sellers saying, you can't open it. You reduce the amount what the record's worth. But I'm saying I'm not a museum. I want to listen to them.
Nadine, you know, the sellers who tell you that, they are hustlers, because when you manufacture a record, like the the shrink warping of the record has nothing to do with any process that is remotely close to the craft, the art, or anything. So it really is an artificial trick by resellers. But in reality, the shrink warp is not a part of the record in any way.
I agree, Stanti. I don't agree that that this automatically does mean that they are a hustler. If there is a market for it and there are people,
if they want you to pay, Michael, if they want you to pay more because it's sealed, that's a hustle, in my opinion.
No, they don't force them to buy it. They offer it to them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Not forced to buy it.
Yeah, but
exactly. And also an issue I have with sealed
sure, but
I have
still, if they say the record is, I'm just saying that if they say that the record is worth more because it's sealed, that's bullshit, in my opinion.
Light blue triangle. Show again, please. It's a sealed one. Okay.
Oh, it's not sealed.
So it looked like it. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, those light blue triangles also getting more and more difficult to get. Wow.
So, and also my issue with sealed records is most of the time they are warped.
Yeah, definitely.
And depending on the plastic that was used to seal it, you might have an even bigger problem with the off-gassing that might have occurred.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, those.
Show again, please.
Yeah, look at that.
We call it solid blue.
That's what we want.
Wow.
I have 4 copies here.
Okay.
8.
I have 4 copies here.
4.
With the solid blue. They're all solid blue.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Michael, we are not going to Den Bosch in November. We are visiting.
We are going to then. We do both. Let's do both.
Yeah, and take me with you.
Yeah, of course we say it would be an honor. It would be an honor. And by the way, you are. We will do an OBC meeting again, so you are welcome. You are part of the club.
Yeah, and I'm a huge collector of reggae as well. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is reggae.
Wow.
But so the records you have in.
Oh, this one, did you buy that one?
The best of Horace.
Oh, no, it was another one you bought. I'll show you here, because those Silk Queens one.
Wow. Wow, that's a dream. Can you tell us a bit about those records? What are they? Are they Jamaican pressings? What pressings are those?
These are Jamaican pressings. It's Dub Specialist. Wow. They did 10 albums on Studio One that were dub records.
Fantastic.
And they all have like special artwork.
Super rare.
You never see it with the cover. If you find one, it's without the cover. But they're really nice with the.
Yeah.
These are your collection, right? These are not for sale on the website.
No, this is my collection.
Yeah.
But like this one, I have 2 copies of.
Oh my God.
Do you have an idea of how many records you have that are not on the website but that are destined for the website ultimately?
Yeah, we have a million records that is not up on Discogs.
Okay.
See, Stanti, you have a tiny collection. Tiny.
Oh, I'm fine with it. I don't need to.
I just kidding.
It's not satisfied to have a huge collection if you don't know it.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes my problem, that I can't follow listening to the learning about the records. It takes so much time to listen to the records.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you absolutely need to get rid of some. I totally understand this.
Yeah, but when we go to Copenhagen, Thomas, we talk about the records you should get rid of. You don't need.
Yeah, you decide. But also, if you're into music from Zambia.
Yeah. Oh.
This is a rare one.
What did you expect, Nadine? Of course, it is a rare one.
There's one more here.
Oh, and this is even a better. Is this an original?
You never see those in good quality.
No, never.
I don't want to bore you, Thomas, but I like this one. You have this one too?
Yeah, I was trying to find that one. That's the one. This is good as well.
Oh yeah, I have that one. That one is great.
Show again, please. I was too slow. Is it also a silk screen?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
But this is a silk screen.
As well. For how long do you collect those reggae records? From the very beginning, or did you get later into them?
I got later into it because when I was DJing, I mostly only knew about the Bob Marley. But when I lived in London, like the only shops that were open in the evening were the record shops.
Okay.
They were open until 10, so I always went from work.
Okay, and then you go to the records.
All my friends came from Jamaica.
I can imagine that London is quite the place to get them, right? Historically, those Jamaicans. Makes sense.
Yeah, you don't find them in Denmark.
Stanti, you also have those kind of reggae records in your collection? Are you into those?
Yeah, I don't have. I don't collect. I don't have a focus on it, but I have probably like 120 LPs of that, and I have that, and I have. But what I'm most interested is Prince Buster.
Come again, because Liam made an echo. Can you say that again?
I'm really into the stuff like Prince Buster, 7 Inches, like the Lovers Rock and stuff like that. That is what I'm most into. But funnily enough, when I started the record plant, so we bought like machines and we contacted people in the culture and all that. And at one point we had like the first guy who was supposed to do the cutting for us. He's in England. He's a musician, and he was he's also from the Jamaican origins. And he told me, if you want, I can put you in touch with these guys who have a record plant in Jamaica, and you could buy it if you want. That was a little bit too much in a way. We're just starting one. Plus, like, he told us that it works. It kind of works, but.
Yeah, but also I think that reggae, early reggae, this kind of reggae is an amazing, beautiful, and cool music quite often. This is really, those are really fun to have records and fun to listen to records.
But what is early reggae for you, Michael?
This early reggae, this reggae before Bob Marley is early reggae for me. You know,
in the beginning it was soul, nearly all of it.
Yeah.
So it turns a little bit over to the reggae and when Prince Buster he moved to UK, it was when it I think started moving in Europe.
But he has Prince Buster. I think he has records even in the late 50s, right? Like 58 or something like that.
Yeah, but they were also more like soul songs,
yeah,
not reggae.
But what's funny with all this music is that even if you have all the old stuff, you have to keep up with all these new releases, vintage, or like all these Japanese labels that put out this unreleased stuff, or it's so strange how licensing works with reggae, because you see these labels mostly in Japan, who actually manage to find tapes, who manage to find the right holders, and do these 7 inches where they do 200, 300 copies only, and they're happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, but when they did the 7 inches, they did maybe only 100, and then they found out, okay, and they only gave it to the sound systems. And when they found out, oh, it's a success, they made another 100, but with another B-side, another version. So, and they never numbered, so you never know how many are there, how many different are there. I was just looking for some reggae 7 inches yesterday, and out of 100, maybe 20, I couldn't find any information about.
Wow. Okay.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you so much, Michael. When's the next live stream?
Probably Friday or Monday.
Okay.
Either in 1 week or maybe Friday. I decide on my time frame. I hope Friday. Thank you so much for joining.
Me too, Michael. I'm going as well.
Okay.
Nadine, Stunty, Thomas.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed it very much.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
Sorry for taking so much of your time.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. You too.
Man, seeing that Bayard Lancaster, that really, because I have the reissue on the Dutch label, of course.
Oh yeah. But you know the other label, French one.
Sure, yeah. I'm French, and so I had a radio program for 16 years in Paris, where all of these guys like François Tusk, Bernard Vité, even Gérard Théronès, they were the guest of my radio show many times.
Oh, crazy!
I'll tell you stories if you want.
Yeah, I would like to hear. But I think we'll meet up in Den Bosch.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah.
But
are you going there for sure in November, Thomas?
Nearly for sure.
Oh, cool.
I wanted to go last time as well.
And you will stay there overnight, right?
Yeah, I have friends there, so
okay, cool.
Stay somewhere.
So you won't need a hotel, because we found an amazing, beautiful hotel last time. So if
possible, I like to know about that one, because I like to stay. It's more fun to stay close to somebody.
Yeah.
But Michael, remember, you don't want to be in a too good hotel where you will feel so comfortable that you forget to go to the record fair.
Stunty, if you have reached my age,
I know
differently. Oh, what have you here? Wait a second. Wait. Now we see. Stunty, what is it?
I think I don't know, but it's oh wait no, one before again. No, this one I have. Yeah.
Stunty, we do not know what you have. Tell us about the record.
Yeah, well, this is he's showing really cool jazz records.
Of course he does.
Yeah, I have one jazz record you might be interested in that is supposedly doesn't exist. A Swedish jazz record that is the first. Anyways, we'll talk about that. It's a long story. Wow.
We are used to long stories, Stunty, when it comes to you.
Yeah, I'm. And Thomas, by the way, I'm getting my Jazz Grail in 2 weeks, hopefully. Which is, please don't tell me you have several copies of it. The Everything is Everything.
I need to see the cover. I can't remember.
It's on Columbia. It's from 1970. It's a Japanese-only release featuring John Abercrombie and a bunch of others, and some Japanese musicians.
Is it on Bay State?
It's on Columbia.
Columbia.
Yeah.
I have to look at home because I have to.
It's a difficult one. Klink Hammer, he doesn't have it. Günther doesn't have it. Most people I know, it's quite elusive. But I'm getting it now, anyways.
But now you're getting it, Stunty.
Yeah, so I'm getting it.
Another chapter closed in a way, or opened. Depends on how you see it.
Well, it's closed in the sense that that's a one-off band. It's not a band that recorded several records. So But that just means that my new #1 Grail will be on a different record now.
It's always the same story, isn't it?
Yeah,
and I
but
think it doesn't matter if it's Dante, if it's me or Thomas. It's always the same story. One chapter is closed, you have it. Next chapter is open.
But the thing is that
learn.
Yeah,
and I think Mike, you know this stuff. This is the Three Blind Mouse record.
Ah, okay. Yes. Three Blind. Yeah. Wow.
This is good.
I can imagine the jacket again, and
the jacket is super cool. Yeah.
Super cool. Yeah.
Hey Arnaldo.
Wow. It's one of the best. This is one of the best Three Blind Mouse records.
Wow.
But I think you have this one.
Yes. This one. You know,
why do we go to Den Bosch, Michael? Why don't we go to Thomas instead?
Nadine suggested, why don't we do both? I mean, Copenhagen is not out of the world, and if we are welcome at Thomas' place, we go there, of course.
And then you come to me in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Stockholm 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I need to contact you.
Thomas, would Karl and Friedrich be welcome too at your place? You know Karl and Friedrich? The two whippets.
Yeah.
They are sometimes on.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Which shop did you visit in Stockholm?
I was there
An
to
Ideal
buy a
of
collection.
Living? Okay.
The guy who has a lot in the basement.
Yeah, An Ideal of Living. Not big, but the basement is really good. Yeah.
The basement, he has really a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, and he's a nice guy as well. Really, him and his wife.
Yeah, they both were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just got an amazing collection. So I bought.
It's not the biggest shop in Stockholm, but in my opinion, it's the best and the best curated one.
You don't find, not even in London, a shop like that.
Oh no, Stockholm has great shops like Nostalgie Palatset. Even like the Stockholm is good for that. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I was looking at a collection there, 15,000 records.
15,000, yeah. That's about my collection. You didn't visit me, right?
No.
Secretly, Stunty, secretly.
But I didn't buy them, so.
No, too much records. You say, oh no, it's not interesting, or.
No, they're quite good, but it was more like a heavy rock, and I don't know that much about heavy rock.
I get it.
But they are good for selling.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't know about it, I would like to buy it, but then I'll not pay the top price because I don't actually know.
Yeah, I get that. There's so much to know, right? It's you said that several times, and I so agree when I said I want to learn, and there's so much to learn with when it comes to records. It's unbelievable, unbelievable, and in a way, the brain is not built for it to recognize it all, right? It's just not possible in a way.
I mean, the brain, after all, is kind of wired to identify stuff that might be interesting. For example, if you see this, Michael.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting. And then you look closer, Don Cherry, Ed Blackwell. And then you see it's on a Swedish label only. So, of course, it's going to be interesting. But
True.
But you see, you already had like, so you see it's kind of like 80s looking, the design.
Yeah. Oh, look at all those impulses. Sorry, I have to interrupt you. Complete answer.
But this is more interesting.
Yeah.
This is all the blue note.
Okay. Those are all blue notes. What we
OG
see.
blue notes.
Oh my God. Okay, let's look at them inside. Wow.
At some point. Yeah.
But you collected those over decades, right? This is not an endeavor of 2 years. Wow.
No, it's not.
I'm not.
You see I put them like this.
Nice.
On the back.
Yeah, that's cool.
One on the back, I have them in numbers. So you'll have the next one here. And
wow.
And so on.
Are you a completist with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, until a Friday, I might sell them.
So you want to tell us you have an almost complete Blue Note original collection?
Yeah, I think I miss, out of the first 400, I might miss 3 or 4.
You miss 3 or 4. Okay.
And are you keeping like stereo and monos when you have both?
Yeah. Wow.
So that's that even that more.
Yeah. So you see here, this is Impulse.
Yeah.
Then you have
the Max
A1 and AS1.
Yeah. Cool. Beautiful. This is a very beautiful idea. You know, what I do with mine is I put in, I made a country, you know, so that I have British first. But what you do there over with the number is also very beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I have several copies sometimes. Sometimes I have a German first, and British first, and European first. And so that I immediately can recognize this, I put on those stickers. But what you do is.
But I'm changing anything. I changed all my records into the new sleeves, the one you're selling as well.
Yeah. Mm.
But
yeah,
before I had them like this,
yeah.
Before I had them like this, saying this is this from 1963, and then you have the Blue Note BLP for one first mono.
Cool. You have a little printer, or how do you do it?
It's just one of those Dymo printers.
Okay, cool. That's amazing. Love that.
Nej, Oakenshield, tyvärr.
Yeah, do you go to Ova? Stunty?
Unfortunately, no.
Frank asked that red and black artwork looks familiar, but
he's talking about
you're talking about the Impulse label, Frank.
And here's Michael's favorite Impulse.
Ascension. It's an exorcism. I think this is a special greeting from Chris. Don't fall off the ladder, Thomas. So what you said, I have this record at home and this I have at home. Which records are you taking home and why?
I have like 5,000 records at home. I think it's sometimes I DJ if somebody wants me to play for free. I come.
Okay.
But then I decide the music.
So we have 2 DJs here now, Stunty and Thomas.
So I'll have to book Thomas to one of our parties here.
I don't call myself a DJ. I call myself a collector that come and play this. I DJed for 10 years, 79 to 89, but that's many years ago.
Yeah, you told us at the beginning that's how you came or get into collecting vinyl, right? Through the DJing. Yeah. Probably the same with you, Stunty. No, you have been. No, collecting vinyl came first with you, Stunty, right? And then later on.
Yeah. I started when I was 13 in 1990, and I started to DJ probably 2 or 3 years later on the radio. And you know, it leads to like I think I was telling you the story the other day to someone. My very first professional DJ gig was at Wembley, the Wembley Stadium in London. But it was not the thing. It was I was basically asked to play the same 10 tracks for a monster truck show. So I was playing you know, Hell's Bells, Highway to Hell, and only like the
And
10.
see, no development. You do the same up until today, right?
Yeah, exactly. No development. No, but like that was like for me, it was just a fun opportunity to do that and get some money and be in London, because I didn't even have these records. They just told me you have to play this kind of stuff. Okay, I'll figure it out. and the funny thing is that I think I played less than 20 different tunes, and the show was it was more than 4 hours. So it was.
Okay. Did you play them very slow then, or how did you manage to do this?
Oh no, because you know there's not music all the time. Like you're basically just like giving energy to the audience, and there were people on the mic explaining what is going on, and
so sometimes you only play 10 seconds of a song, maybe, then just to or something like
I made some, you know, some snippets like, you know, because sometimes when a monster truck was like jumping, there would be like fireworks at the same time, so you'd have to sync and put some like hell bells or stuff like that. It was totally ridiculous, but I love it.
Oh, here's an amazing question from Mario Stark. Thomas, do you have some recommendations on what do you do when you have a badly damaged cover? Do you restoration sometimes? Does it make sense? Do you do this stuff? Have you any recommendations when it comes to this?
I think it's difficult. I don't have any recommendation, and I think you can even get more cheap somebody try to repair with the tush and stuff like that. I'd rather have have it with the whatever is wrong with the record. So I don't, and it's so time consuming.
Yeah, but there are professionals out there, not in sleeving or jacket restoration, but I can imagine people who, we have this in Düsseldorf. We have bookmakers, and they are also quite familiar with restoration. Maybe for very, very rare records. It's an interesting topic.
Yeah, but Michael, you can restore, like as you said, the books. There are people who restore books, the bindings and all that. What could you restore for a record? The record itself, you can't restore it. It's
no, not
either
the vinyl, not the record, but maybe the jacket when it has some damages. Is that I put it up for discussion. I have no.
There are two reasons to do so. Because you hope that you can increase the value of the record, or because you want it to look better for yourself. That's the two reasons, right? Or is there any other?
No.
So if it's for yourself, then do what you want. Do it at your peril, with your time. The other day I got like Thomas, are you familiar with like more like experimental industrial stuff?
Yeah.
So you know the Portuguese band Telectu?
Yes, I do.
So most of their records have home, like kind of custom-made jackets that are oversized. One of them I got had in the opening, you know, of the jacket was a little bit chewed by rats or something. So what did I do? I cut like 0.5 centimeter off the jacket so that it's clean and that it looks good for me. Because I don't intend to resell that record anyways, and it looks really good. You'd have to be a real good expert to see that anything happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is it?
You know this stuff? I think it's from Germany.
Wait, I'll make you big.
Oh, Dieter Ross. Yeah. I'm huge into Hermann Nietzsche. So yeah, he's the guy who published most of Hermann Nietzsche records, right?
Yeah.
The Dieter Roth Verlag.
But let's get back to the topic. If you, let's say you haven't Blue Note original, Moaning, Art Blakey, mint vinyl, and you have damage at the jacket.
Yeah.
If you restore it, is this, as a seller's point of view and a buyer's point of view, is this still legit? Because when it comes to furniture, it's very common to do this.
Yeah, but
how is it with the record sleeve?
I think it's very common with everything, but But I think the trend with everything with the furnitures, I collect furnitures as well.
Of course you do.
Or bicycles.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, but there's a trend like you want to have what you can't get. Yeah. And if you have like an old Porsche and restore it, it's one thing. But if you have it original, like OG, never restored, it will become much more expensive. So rather have a old one that needs a little restoration than to restore it. If you can keep it original.
Yeah, for the furniture, it's 100% true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Restoring the vinyl from the element is actually quite easy. Jackets is the hard part. Sometimes you can cause more damage than necessary. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It depends what you mean with restoring the records, because there's only two things that you can do. You can clean it, so which means that the record was not damaged, it was just dirty. Or you can, if you are really, really courageous and good at it, you can, with a microscope and the right tool, you could slightly restore the groove if there's a scratch that creates a jump or stuff like that. That is in some case possible, but I've done that. It's not easy.
I can imagine. With what kind of materials are you working there, Stunty, when you do it?
Surgical material.
Okay.
Like you have to have, well, depending on if it's a 12-inch 45, it will be easier. But if it's a 33 LP, of course it will be more tight and like you could try to do it with a needle if you have, but like you really need to be able to see, not guess. If you're guessing, you will just ruin the record.
But you don't fill up the stuff with because you have a record plant. Maybe you have stuff at the record plant where you say, "Oh, I fill a bit of this."
What do you mean feel?
Yeah, if you have a hole in the, not a complete hole, but if you have a deep scratch.
Yeah.
How do you go with it? A needle? How can you go with a scratch?
Remember, the signal, the music is on the sides of the groove. So you can't, like, the only thing you can restore is if the direction of the groove is diverted. That's the only thing you can do. You can't, because if the signal is not there anymore because it's taken out, you can't recreate it. It's impossible.
It's impossible, right?
Yeah. I had one of my workers say he had a really, really rare record that was broken, and he got somebody to repair it so it stick together again. From 2 parts down to one, and you couldn't hear the.
Yeah, because of the speed, you don't hear it if it's well done. That's true. I've done that as well. And the worst thing I had was like an acetate, which because of the cold, it has started to brittle and some part of it to get off. So I tried to re-glue them on metal.
Yeah.
And well, it worked, but it's not perfect at all. Far from it.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
There's some pro who does it, but it costs like 300 euro to repair a record. So it has to have a certain value.
So it's a puzzle finding where it is, and then
Thomas, have you heard about this new slabbing they try to
that's what we were talking about earlier, Michael, with the sealing of the records.
And you think that will be something that we see more often, Thomas? That they slap records and have you heard? So like baseball cards and stuff like that, where you seal the record, you give it a final grading, the record is sealed and not out there anymore for playing. For a certain kind of collector who are just interested in the artifact, into the item. Do you believe that this will be something we will see more often?
I think more and more people who have money get into this world and they do weird things.
Yeah, so that's an answer. I get it. It sounds weird, right? It sounds weird.
It's Yeah, I hate when it's sealed. I hate it.
But the problem might be that this will attract certain kind of new collectors with maybe deeper pockets. You know what I mean? Who said, okay, I want this also as an investment. I think we see this today too, but I think this slabbing thing might change the market again.
It definitely, they will take all the rare, expensive ones.
Exactly.
But the good news is that there's always new records being produced, that it will take them 20 years to become aware that these records are actually
that's the case. They don't know about that.
Yeah.
Because I think they know like this of the record market, very little.
Yeah.
And like you said, it will take 20 years before they get to buy those who are like 200 copies of new stuff.
Exactly.
Also because you need to put a lot of effort into like study to find those records.
Exactly.
Like the Blue Note, everybody knows. The whole world knows.
Yeah. It's funny. Like I wrote an article about that recently for Jim's magazine in the US about. Okay, so everyone is into like the Prestige, Blue Note, Columbia, and Verve, and I wrote about how like these records that Thomas was showing, the Futura and Palm. Jazzman Gerald did a box set of the Jeff Gilson Malagasy 15-20 years ago, and it sold well, but no one talked about it apart from the people who knew about it already. I think that for this kind of music to start to emerge and to be embraced by the people here, you need the people who are from that culture to be the one who release it and who talk about it, who like the guys from Souffle Continu. Gérard Théronès, the boss of Futura, before he died, he was a client there. They were doing stuff together, so he trusted them and they had passion for it. And not just passion, it's also a business for sure, but for stuff that is outside the doxa to be to be able to get heard by the outside, you need probably to have a story, a personal story, a connection, culture with that. And that is obviously what is going on now, that we're learning about all this Polish jazz, this Italian jazz, French jazz. Now Peter Brodsman unfortunately had to die for people in the US to who are casual jazz collectors to really think, oh, maybe I should start to think about this, not just know that it's around, but not really know about it. Not that you need to know everything, but it's a good time, I think, for jazz, like especially if you want to step outside the doxa of the four big ones that, as Thomas was saying, everyone knows about these already.
Yes, and this is the learning process, and I think this is. I think Thomas said that too, and that's what my channel from the very beginning always was about. It's a journey, and if you consider this collecting vinyl and getting more and more acquainted to different styles and genres as a journey, then this is one of the most beautiful hobbies you can have. It's so interesting and so amazing and so versatile. It's just so cool.
Like I always say, if you collect records, you don't need to be lonely for the rest of your life. Because like in 20 minutes with you guys, we could become friends and we want to visit them. And the same, I could just go to the shop and I'll meet some guys there. I met Egon, who do it now again. I met him last Saturday in a shop here, and he said, "Oh, cool, come to America to do the Red Cat record fair." Like, if you just go out of your house, it's good to sit home and listen, but go out of your house and meet people, then you learn much more.
That's true.
I go to certain shops just to learn. So sometimes you need to buy, but just sitting in there is just learning. People come by.
If you go to Red Light Records in Amsterdam, you will always learn about something. It's
and it's more important to learn that than to own the record.
Well, easy for you to say.
That was my thought too, Stunty. Very easy to say.
What do you think of this that Sean wrote? I personally understand where he's coming from, but I disagree with that. I'm not saying I'm right. It's because we don't know the future, of course. But I think it will be, my intuition is that it will be the opposite, actually, because there is as many good records being produced as any time, maybe even more, and the numbers are much smaller. The size of the collector world is bigger. It's now global. Everyone has the info at the same time, and so many of the best records of tomorrow are the ones who are pressed between 200, 300, 500 copies.
That's Stunty. And look at the records Thomas showed today. A lot of those now grails and jaw-dropping records haven't had a big pressing too. I mean, those Jamaican radio records, I don't think that they had huge pressings. I don't think so. That's what makes them so rare. Or this French Palm Jazz records. Did they do that many of them? I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so.
It depends, but I don't know. Like if we take, for example, a record like the Fire Orchestra box set that was just released. They did how many of this? Like 300?
I don't know how big the initial release was, but I think more, Stunty. Let's say 1,000.
Maybe no. Oh? It was. They said I don't know if it was 300 or 500, but it's maximum 500. Right now, you can still find it at very decent price, around like around 60 euros.
But Stunty, I'm sure they will have done a repress. I'm sure.
They say they won't. Like, remember, like the label is folding down. Like it's the last release of the label.
Did you get it, Thomas? The Max Gustafsson Fire Orchestra, the box set from Rune Grammofon?
No, I haven't bought it yet.
Do it.
Yeah.
It's a great record, and it's one that I think that eventually in a few years, like within the next 2 years, it will be 120 euro record, and then a generation passes and people discover it when it's already an item of the past. And
correct. That's how these things go, right?
Yeah,
that's how these things develop. Yeah. And that's what I love so much about your let's call it work, Stunty, because in a way it's work. It's a lot of work that you filter out and figure out the gems of our time. This is because this is really, really difficult what you do. Really difficult, but because there is so many new releases, if you're really into it. And I don't know who said.
It's a lot of time just to run through it, just to find out.
And a lot of experience, Thomas, to figure it out. Oh, this is worth more than 20 seconds. You know, I can imagine. Yeah, I think it's someone like Stunty who needs sometimes only 20, 30 seconds. No.
But that's a little bit what I think it's important with the knowledge of the records. That's why I always say it's knowledge that is important, because if you have the knowledge, when something new comes up, you can put it in. You know exactly what it is, around where it is, and what is this label, and what all the labels connected to that. Yeah. The world is not. You feel like you have an idea of what's going around, even though there's a lot of things coming out. And then you find anything on a new label, and then you follow that label to find out what did they do. And
label is sometimes the key, right? For you too, Thomas, when it comes to the new stuff. If it's, I have a lot of records from this label, so I get deeper into this release because it's on this label.
Yeah, and most of the time the label is important for me.
Yeah, because the label means it's someone who's curating according to his or her taste. That's
like the Blue Note. While collecting the label, I just found out how many records did Coltrane do, like one, but how many does Miles Davis do? How many does Andy Warhol make the cover of? You get an idea of the whole collection, and you know, okay, there's the 1500, 4000, 4100, 4002, 4300 series, and then you know that's around it. Then you have the newer thing that's really interesting as well, some of the new stuff they put out. But just have an idea in the head of what is the record, then you know exactly which one is important, which one do you want to play, which one.
And of course, some of those channels really help with all that. It's, you know, you have this specialized channels, for example, like Nadine, or also like Stunty, Soul Disco, Stunty with the new releases, a lot of avant-garde, but also new jazz and stuff like that. That really helps you out when you get acquainted to the channels too, and get an idea about his taste and his take. And then you try things out.
That's a little bit what I'm trying to say. Like, it's really expensive to watch Stunty's Friday night. But it's not that I want the record, but I want to learn about all the things. So I need to buy the records, but else I forget it half an hour later. But buying the records, I get into it again, and I get deeper into it. But
Thomas, be honest. When you watch Stunty stream, you're in your warehouse, watch the stream, and go, oh, do I have it? Let me have a look. Do you do that, or don't you do that?
Most of the stuff Stunty shows, I know if I have it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I had no idea that Thomas was watching my stream. It's the first time we talk, and a funny thing that happened last Friday is that I showed one new record, an American record, 200 copies, silk screen jacket, no one known on that record, and I played the best track of it. I'll admit it. There is 6 track, and it's a private press I got thanks to the OBC, thanks to César, because that's exactly like a member of the OBC shows what he buys, and I go check it if I don't know. I do it with everything, unless if it's metal, then I don't go. But no, but and I thought, oh, this is good, and it's a local release. César, can you get me one? Yeah, I play it. I fully expect Dom to like it. Of course, he does. But what was funny is that I played it, and 45 minutes later, someone comes on the stream, on the comments, and say, I'm the guy who released the record you showed like 45 minutes. I just sold like 5 copies in 5 minutes. I wondered what was going on. So I asked and I came. And there you realize that the world is hyper connected. The information goes so fast now, but it needs to start from somewhere. And just imagine how many good records are being released by people who have no skills in communication. Which means that it will take how much more time it will get for you to get the info, either for yourself, through me, other people like me. If you're reading Rolling Stones magazine, it will take like 6-7 years, which means it is in a way hyper competitive, as Thomas is saying, but there's so much stuff anyways that just go with your taste, and that's already enough.
Yeah. Then there's endless records there.
And of course, taste develops. I think we all have made this experience that over the years, taste, at least in my case, taste develops. You go forth, you go back, then you go in this direction, then you go back, and then in this direction, and this comes in a way through record after record after record, experience after experience after experience, like what Thomas just mentioned with the labels. There's a new record on this label. I like 4 of them so far. I get deeper. Or now, of course, I will, when we close the stream, I will look up all those Palm records, those Czech records. No doubt about it. I will get into them now.
That's one of the things you get asked a lot. What are your favorite top 10 records? And I always say I have a daily top 10. And when I go to bed in the night, I clear my mind, and the next day I start on a new top 10.
Go on. Sorry.
No, that covers everything.
there's currently like a thread on the VC on YouTube about like your top 10 most listened to records. I found a way to do it. That makes sense, actually. So I'm going to do it. But for me, I'm not saying how I'm going to do it, but I found a way, because the thing that Michael was saying, like taste evolving. Well, I assume that in large parts it's the same for you, Thomas, that I'm at the point where there's no style I'm not interested in. Like
Same
for me,
exactly.
Of course, I have my little bias against metal, but if there's something in metal that could please me, I would find it.
Of course, yeah, same.
But the thing, though, that I would say is that the artist that I already know that I don't like now, the probability that I can start to now develop a new way of thinking about them is very limited, very small. What I can say is, for example, when I started to get really into Rai music, Sheb Khaled and all that, I love what I love from Sheb Khaled, and I never liked Sheb Mami. I know that with more time and exposure, I can warm up to Sheb Mami.
Yeah.
But I only have one life. Sheb Mami will never be on the level of Sheb Khaled for me.
No.
So, and I have that many records already. So now I can appreciate this record for its actual qualities, but I don't need to own it.
Exactly. And that's, I think I mostly listen to records that I don't know. I like to get on a new journey. If it's a journey I know, then I enjoy playing it for other people. But
yeah,
if I know, and I think it was Nick Cave who said, you get a record, you can't figure it out. You listen to it and it, but what is it? You listen to it again, and you listen to it 20 times. At some point, oh, you got it. Then it stores in your head. Then you don't need to play it anymore.
Exactly.
You can just see the cover. You will know everything about it, and then you start the hunt for the next one, the next kick you get with an amazing record.
Yeah. I remember for me when, like, you know, if you ask me what's my favorite record, I like to say, I can answer you without thinking, like a reflex, and then it will always be the same answer, and it's Closer by Joy Division. I don't need to listen to that record at all a single time in my life. I know it enough. Like as Thomas was saying, at one time it clicked and it becomes part of you. Like, and the same even with classical music. I remember when it's a longer topic actually, but like how basically, and it can sound a bit very pretentious, but you know, when you listen to something and when you can kind of in an abstract way figure out what kind of mental stage or place you would need to be to do that yourself. Doesn't mean that you would be able to do that, but in your mind there is something akin of that, and when you do that, then the record is still as good, but it loses its mystery in a way. It's mystique.
Yeah.
Stunty, Thomas, I'm totally sorry, but we are also already 30 minutes longer than planned.
Yeah.
I hope to see you again. It was amazing. Thomas, thank you so much.
I just say a little thing in the end here. I'm going out to buy a reel-to-reel tape recorder, like the.
We have a lot in the OBC. We have a lot of reel-to-reel discussions on those private streams we do every now and then. And you know what? Maybe if you have time on Friday, again, I will do the next live stream on Friday. Maybe we can set up a topic, reel-to-reel, and discuss this, because we have some very, very experienced reel-to-reel aficionados in the OBC, and I hope they share their knowledge. And yeah, let's go on. Come back again, Thomas.
What time is it Friday?
Same as today. I will start around 4 p.m. Mostly on Friday and Monday. So I hope you become a regular. It was unbelievable what you shared with us today. Stunty, thank you very much for joining too. And I think that was an okay first live stream. I'm very happy. Thank you all so much. I'm surprised how many people joined us. Thank you very, very much for all those beautiful comments. And yeah, see you on Friday, I hope. Wait, I
You're
turn
seeing
it
that.
off.